Hello everyone, welcome back to Devi Daily Yoga for this Yin Yoga sequence for the whole body. In this video, I will guide you through a mindful practice that's specifically designed to calm the mind while releasing physical tension throughout the body's fascia network. This is an all levels practice and you won't need any props, so go ahead and roll out your mat. Practice begins right now. We'll begin lying on the back in resting butterfly pose. So sit with the soles of your feet together, and as you let yourself down and back, let the knees open wide. And place the hands on the front of the body, one hand on the belly and one hand on the upper abdomen where it meets the low ribs, your solar plexus. Making contact now with these two chakra centers, the second and third chakra. And let's take a breath into the belly and into the ribs and the heart. And exhale. Feel your body settling where it is. Feel the contact of the back of your body to the ground. Take another breath in and make this breath even more powerful. Fill the lungs, fill the heart. And exhale, settling in a little more deeply. Let the exhale empty you completely before you take your next big breath in, powerfully filling the body. Exhale and relax and release now. Settling into an easy, natural rhythm of breath. As your body continues to soften here, can you feel the breath spreading down into the inner hips, inner thighs, lowest part of the belly? And now slowly draw the knees together. Open the arms out to a T as you take your feet out as wide as the two edges of your mat. Windshield wipers, both knees to the right, head turns away from the knees to the left. And inhale, knees up to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, up to center. Back to the right with the knees. Inhale up to center, to the other side now. Really dipping this right knee in toward the center. Feel the stretch. And we inhale back up to center. And now we're dipping left knee in toward the center, maybe lifting the left hip a little more. Inhale up to center. Last time, right knee to the center. Lift the right hip. Good. Let's bring it back up to center now. And roll over onto one side, climbing into child's pose. Knees can be shoulder width or whatever distance feels good to you right now as we start to stretch into the low back. Let's bring a little bit of activity into this with the upper body so we can press palms into the ground, press fingertips into the ground, and press forward and feel how this brings your tailbone down and back toward your heels, lengthening the low spine. Beautiful. Let's come up to hands and knees now. And we'll move into dragon, stepping the left leg forward. And you can choose if you'd like to have hands on either side of the foot today, or both hands on the inside of the foot and maybe taking a little distance with the left foot walking out to the left side of their mat. Here we're stretching into the front of the right thigh and the front of the right hip. You can choose to dip the right hip down more if that feels good, or to keep it more square. So find the angles of the pose that work well for your body. Find your variation, knowing our target area, front of the right thigh, front of the right hip. And once you've settled into a place that's comfortable, begin to regulate your breath, starting with one of those powerful inhales and a full exhale. And can you settle in now, maybe sinking down with the right hip a little bit more with each exhale. Good, let's release dragon pose slowly and shift the hips back to come into our half split pose. Hands can stay on the inside of the foot, or they can be on either side of the foot, whichever gives you a better stretch as we focus now on the hamstrings, the muscles of the back of the left thigh. And let's continue our focus on the hamstrings now as we take the hands to either side of the foot and carefully set the hips down into half frog pose. So you might have your knee straight out from the hip, or you might take it farther forward. This is totally up to you as you decide what angle you'd like to be at to come forward. Maybe directly over the leg, maybe more toward the inside of the two legs. And if this is too much for you, if the back leg isn't feeling right, you can always change into half butterfly pose. And wherever you are, feel the stretch in the back of the left leg and in the back of the spine. And wherever you are now, find a deep breath in, fill the lungs, fill the low back. And as you exhale, can you sink and soften into the pose a little bit more? Slowly rise up now. And as you come up, let's tuck the back toes and step back into plank pose. We'll take a vinyasa, moving slowly. Start in a plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale. As you exhale, drop your knees, come all the way down onto your belly, and lift up into a little cobra or a bigger cobra, you choose. And as you exhale, tuck your toes, take it into downward dog. Let's walk the legs, bend one knee at a time, stretching into the soles of the feet, the backs of the ankles and calves, and the backs of the hamstrings. Let your hips move side to side as you walk your legs, feeling into your lower back. And let's drop the knees, taking it into dragon on the second side, right leg forward. Your choice once again if hands are on either side of the foot or both on the inside of the foot. Targeting the front of the left hip, the front of the left thigh, and deep into the hip flexors of the left leg, including the psoas as it connects from the lower back over the front of the hip and anchors into the thigh bone. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper through the hips. Finding your big breath in now, expand the body from the inside. Breathing out, settling in. Slowly release dragon and take it back with the hips into half split. Your choice if hands are on the inside of the leg or on either side of the foot. And finding this back body stretch over the entire back of the right leg, including the hamstrings and the calf, and into the lower back. Sometimes it can feel good to just do a little wiggle of the hips here to feel into all these different angles of the stretch, all these different parts of the hamstring group of muscles. And of course, in yin yoga, we are stretching not just into the muscles, but into the fascia that is continuous throughout the back of the leg, continuing all the way up into the lower back and into the spine itself, through all the broad muscles of the back. And into this web of fascia, can you take a deep breath and exhale to soften a little bit more. And slowly release. And now we'll take it into our half frog or half butterfly, sitting down and choosing if you want to keep your left foot back or have the left foot come into the inner upper thigh and come forward from there. Either way, we are stretching into the same target area, continuing to deepen into the hamstrings, into the back of the right leg, and into the fascia that continues to weave up over the back of the hip, into the lower back, middle back, and upper back. You may angle your torso over the leg or inside of the leg, choosing the angle that feels best for finding this broad fascia stretch. Slowly releasing, coming up and taking the legs both in front of you to cross the ankles, come into a seated position and take a rebound here, feeling the effect of the poses that we've done so far. Dragon pose, and then working into the hamstrings in those different ways. Noticing the energy moving through your body. And feel the rhythm and flow of your breath in and out. And now transitioning onto your belly, coming into Sphinx pose. Take the legs back as you rest on your elbows and forearms, palms down on the ground, and adjust so that your elbows are under your shoulders in a way that supports your weight, making sure you're not using muscular effort here, but instead you're able to rest in the bones of the arms. And wiggle your legs till they feel comfortable, until it feels like the front of your hips and the front of your thighs are really nestled against the ground. From here, let's take some slow and deep breaths into the low belly. As it connects to the ground, can you feel the low belly pressing into the earth? Feel that contact, feel that pressure. And as you exhale, feeling it release. For the second half of our time in this pose, you could choose to stay here or widen your hands out and lift up to straighten the arms into seal pose. Option to have the arms even wider if that makes the pose more doable for you, or to walk them in if you want more intensity. So choose your variation, and please feel free to stay down on the elbows in Sphinx if you're getting plenty of sensation there. Both these poses target the sacrum and the lumbar spine with a gentle and therapeutic compression on the discs And also we're stretching into the soft tissue of the front of the belly and the front of the hips and low ribs. Let's find a breath into the lower back now. And can you exhale and soften around your sacrum, your tailbone? And slowly release down now. And press your hips up and back into child's pose. Breathing into this lower spine as it bends the opposite way now. Taking a rebound, resting, and feeling the effects. And come up to hands and knees now. And let's find our way into puppy pose, taking the arms out in front and settle the heart down toward the ground. Option to use a block under your forehead or under your chin. Possibly you'll bring your chin to the ground, but you also may very well just leave the head kind of hovering. So there is a little bit of action, a little bit of engagement if you keep the head lifted, but that's okay as we let the heart settle down and try to bring our attention of softening and releasing into the shoulders and into the area of the back of the heart, the thoracic spine, the middle spine. And let's take a breath in to fill the lungs, feel the heart and chest expand and broaden. As you exhale, can you soften a little bit more down through the heart, opening the shoulders. Slowly now release and make your way onto your elbows and onto your belly once again. And we'll move into another pose for the shoulders and the upper body, folded wings pose. Let's thread the right arm under the left elbow, and then we're crossing the arms under the chest and walking the fingers out to either side as we settle down with the arms crossed deeply in front of the body. Chin comes forward over the arms. You might have your forehead resting on the floor, or your head might just hover, or there could be a block or another prop under your head if you prefer. Here we're targeting a stretch between the shoulder blades and also the deltoids, the outer shoulders. Can you take a deep breath in now to the space between the shoulders? And exhale and soften here. And feel as you continue to breathe and settle, feel the outer shoulders. And now lift up to change sides. As we change sides, it will be a similar stretch, but slight variations in the way that the shoulders are targeted. Settling down, finding the angles that work for your body and breathing into it. And slowly release, coming up, and press the hands into the floor on either side of you to lift up and back into child's pose. This time tuck the toes under to get a little extra opening in the feet. And let's do this same active arm child's pose where we're pressing back into the feet, getting that nice fascia stretch in the plantar fascia in the middle of the soles of the feet. Inhale the breath into your low back. And exhale, soften back a little bit more, press strongly into the arms. Good, let's come up now and take the legs out in front for caterpillar pose. With both legs in front, you can have your feet shoulder width apart or a little closer or a little wide or even as wide as your mat. You can decide what feels like the right distance as you come forward and notice the fascia stretch in the back of your body. We want to kind of find an even stretch over the backs of the legs and up the back of the spine. Hands can come to the shins or the ankles or the feet. You could also just rest your hands on the floor. You could use a prop under your forehead or your chest if you wish. And now taking a big, powerful breath into the ribs, into the back. Fill the body. And exhale, soften down. Continue to breathe another 1 or 2 powerful breaths till you feel that you can really be here without efforting, without trying to go deeper, but more of a softening and an allowing, inviting the body to deepen. Slowly release the pose now, coming up and lower all the way down onto your back. As you come onto your back, hug your knees in toward your chest and gently rock side to side. And feel this moment of arrival on the ground as we prepare for one last pose before we move into our final relaxation. Release the legs and place the feet on the ground and shift your hips to the left. We'll take it into spinal twist, knees come up and over to the right. And as you come into your twist, we usually just need to kind of wiggle the body around to find the angles that feel good, where we can rest. And the option is always there to cross the left knee over the right. Maybe even tucking the left toes around the right ankle. Or you can just keep your knees right on top of each other. And the arms might spread out in a T, or your right hand could anchor your legs down. And let's adjust the shoulder by lifting the right hand up into the air. Press your right elbow down into the ground to lift your shoulder up and out to the right side, setting it back down, getting a little bit more emphasis in the upper body. And the head might turn away from the knees toward the left. You can decide how much feels good. And once you are in your twist today, find the nice, deep breaths we've been working with to help you come into mindful awareness. And release the twist and slowly bring it back up to center. And now shift the hips toward the right side of the mat as you take both knees in and over to the left, extending your right arm out to the right side and optionally crossing right knee over the left. And we'll take our shoulder adjustment, lifting the left hand up into the air, press the left elbow down to lift the left shoulder up and out to the side. And setting it back down. Feel your shoulder blades on the ground as you turn your head to the right. Finding your steady breath. Slowly release your twist, coming back up to center. And now we'll come into your choice of Shavasana, or we can take the resting butterfly pose that we began with. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, with the feet together and the knees open wide. Settle in, making any final adjustments till your body feels completely comfortable. Bringing awareness to the parts of your body that are connected to the ground now. The feet, the buttocks, the back of your ribs, the back of your shoulders, the back of your head. And breathe in to expand the front of the body, the belly, the heart. Exhale and soften down through all the points of contact between your body and the earth. And now take a deeper breath into the belly and into the heart. And as you exhale, gently stretch your arms over your head, interlace your fingers, press the palms up and away, and stretch the legs down long. Press out through the soles of your feet. Take a big inhale into the whole body. And exhale, bend the knees and slowly shift onto your side. And slowly come up into a seated position. Palms together at your heart. Inhale the breath. Exhale. And chanting Om 3 times. Let's inhale. Allow the reverberation of the sound of Om around you and within you to be the transition, taking your practice out into your life. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. That is our practice for today. Thanks for joining Devi Daily Yoga today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video that you join me for. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.